Hello, my name is Jason Mata. I am currently the CEO of the 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐊 Social Services, also known as the 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍 Network. Since 1999, we have ran a program called the 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐊 Boxing Youth Program to help underprivileged children learn the art and sport of boxing. But through the years and working with parents and studying and learning what issues were going on at home, we found that mental illness was one of the biggest challenges that kids were facing. At about the year 2006, we started to change the program from just a regular conventional boxing gym that was teaching kids how to box to a gym that was working with kids that we considered at risk. They were either at risk because of economic disadvantages or at risk because of their mental illness and because of their physical wellness. So we were working with kids that were either overweight or obese, or were at borderline or at risk of becoming overweight or obese. So we tailored our program to work towards boosting self-esteem of individuals. We also found that bullying was a big problem that was going on in the schools and in the neighborhoods. So in about the year 2009, my father, Charlie Mata, who was the founder of the 𝐓𝐇𝐀𝐍𝐊 Social Services and who was a professional boxer, decided to let me be in charge of the program. So in about 2009, I had my own experiences at home with mental illness. One of my children had a very bad experience with mental illness to the point where hospitalization was a necessity. So I brought those experiences back to the boxing program and worked with parents and with the kids to boost their self-esteem, but to also instill positive reinforcement. So everything that the boxing program was doing, the discipline, the hard work, and the demanding sport that it is, was helping kids in the form of recreational therapy. But we also made sure that we were doing positive reinforcement. We also worked together with the social service program to provide family support services. So wraparound services were something that we were doing already. We started the youth program, and then we combined them to make it a very special program and a very unique program. Through the years, I have coordinated several events, community events. One of them being an anti-bullying, one of them being a Justice for Youth rally, and one of them being an event where we spoke about abuse of children and how we can prevent that and what services were available to them. So through the years, this program has evolved. We have worked with many kids. We have over 6,000 kids documented that we've worked with. Many kids have done very well in life. Some kids are now adults and are parents who are bringing their kids to the program. Unfortunately, because of COVID and because we were tailoring our program towards housing, we got into a financial bind right prior to COVID. So COVID was really the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for us. We had a lot of financial issues when COVID hit. And like everyone else, we had to work through it. But in the year 2021, that was it. We were still doing our housing initiative, but people were not paying rent. People were bringing other people to live with them. Our housing program was based on receiving rent per unit or per room, based on one person living there. But unfortunately, people were bringing other people. The rent also covered utilities. So having only individuals living there was very important and was very key for us to make it. To have a steady and concrete business plan, those are the issues those requirements that we needed to have, that individuals live there by themselves, could have guests over, but basically live there by themselves so that the utility costs could be low. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. With COVID and with all the implementations that came down, people took advantage, and so our financial burden became worse than what it was because of COVID. It was driven by people's irresponsibility. So unfortunately, we had to sell our facilities, which included our boxing gym. I did my best to continue the work. I had to take some time off. But one thing I did do was I personally bought a 16-foot trailer and fixed it up, fixed the floor of it, We're not completely done rehabbing that trailer, but we've already put 4 posts that we are using right now as a mobile boxing gym. We've been to at least one event where we worked with at least 30 kids. They were taught a little bit of the basics of boxing, and then they were able to hit the bags. And then we have 2 other bags that are movable bags, that are not stationary bags. So we had a total of 6 bags at an event that was sponsored by the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. So it was a great event. We're looking to do more events in the very near future. We have one lined up with District 5 of San Antonio already for August the 5th. And we're continuing our mission to work with kids, at-risk kids, and we're still set up to do that through a mobile boxing gym. The other thing that we're able to do is I was able to rehab my garage here at home, and with the blessings of God, we were able to at least have 6 stations right now, and some hanging bags. So we have a total of 12 stations that we're still working to accommodate, but we have enough with what we're doing. I've been in this new community for about 3 weeks now, and in those 3 weeks, we've already worked with 15 children and 10 adults with this program. So we're continuing to do our mission of the boxing program, the physical and mental health wellness. I find that mental wellness is in all communities, regardless of impoverished communities or communities where people make a little bit more money and the economics are a little bit better. Youth and youth services are much needed everywhere. Mental health is there. Safety of our children is a big factor. I mean, safety of our children is a big priority. And so I find that this boxing program, this social services are needed, regardless if we're in the heart of the West Side in zip code 78207 or we're somewhere else. But with the mobile boxing gym, we're looking to serve all of San Antonio, all of Bexar County, and any other community that will have us. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about what the boxing program was. It started back in 1999. It went from a regular boxing gym to a gym that started to work with at-risk youth, and the key to it was working with them through positive reinforcement, trying to boost their self-esteem. About 6 years ago, my dad and I worked together to create a church there at the Advocate Social Services on Buena Vista. We created the church. We had church services. It's called it's called the Jesus Christ Advocate Church. I created a Facebook page for it. I've converted that recently to what I call, it's a YouTube channel, and I call it @JesusBoxer. I made a pamphlet called Fight for God. I basically made a 7-day Bible plan that explains what we're supposed to be doing as Christians, and I explained a little bit of my personal testimony of how God has helped me. So we at the Advocates are continuing to do our mission with however we got. We don't have the building anymore. We don't have the facilities anymore. What we do have is we have will, we have blessings from God, we have some support from our District 5 Councilwoman and our Precinct 2 Commissioner Justin Rodriguez, District 5 Councilman being Terry Castillo. So we're much appreciative of the help they have given us, the resources they have helped us with. I continue to do the social services through my computer, and I work at home the best that I can. But I can only say that when it comes to the issues that are going on in our community, and there are humongous issues right now, we need to all work together on that. We need the person who is in trouble, the person who is in need. We need them to meet us halfway. And if they're able to, and if they're willing to meet us halfway and to do their part and to try and fulfill the requirements that programs have, then I know that there's good people out there who want to help them. I know that I'm one of them. But I know that through my faith in Christ and giving my life to Christ has been humongous in my life. I know that for me, that was one of the big steps in going forward. After everything that has happened after COVID, after losing my mother and then 7 months losing my father, that was very tough for me. You know, my family support was there, but emotionally, that was very, very difficult for me. But my faith in God, my faith in myself, and listening to God and learning what my purpose is right now has kept me going. In this new community that I'm at, I've met very, 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 very good people, and the children are the same. The will of the children is the same from the community where I was at before to the community now. Kids everywhere need to be secured. Kids everywhere need help. Kids everywhere need positive reinforcement. So I hope that this video has enlightened you a little bit on what has been going on with our boxing program and with our social service program. We continue to fight through. I continue to do the work the best that I can. Please understand that I am a one-man staff and that I have many things to do, from administrative to hands-on, and now I got the boxing program rolling again. So if anybody wants to ever volunteer in any of the programs, please let me know. My number will be on there. My emails will be on there. My number is 210-535-4422. And the oldest email I have is jmata146@gmail.com. Our website is www.theadvocates.network and also www.tasat.com. My personal website is www.matafamilyfoundation.com. Please look us up at one of those, and please get involved. Remember, children need security and children need positive reinforcement. I hope that this video has enlightened you. May God bless you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.